And we are going to go this way. And so you can just share your name and your community affiliation if applicable.
Greetings, Siobhan Thompson, Commissioner District 4. And my Woman History Month inspiration, I will say, hmm,
There you go, right there.
I know, right? And here she is. Yes, I'll just choose my daughter. Yes, Olori Siobhan. She has definitely been instrumental in my life in the last 5 years. So, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Sylvia Lavelle Smith. I am here representing Franklin Park Civic Association and the church, Love Dying Baptist Church, in the community. And there's so many, um, Angela Lines. Um,
You say Angela who?
Maya.
Maya. Sorry.
Ryan Castle, I'm with Community Housing Network. We're a nonprofit developer of housing in Franklin County. My Women's History Month, I'll go with Frances Perkins because she's one of the godmothers of the housing programs in the United States. So, and probably huge, important historical figure in terms of women being at the forefront of federal policy. So that's my favorite.
Mark Stansbury, I'm with Old First Presbyterian Church at Brighton, Ohio, and also Four Seasons City Farms. Yeah, can't forget your mother, so always mom. But Frida Kahlo, and then there's a whole lot of, Glad Parsons, let's go on and on and on. The women have run the world, and they should continue to run the world. So that's where I'm at, as long as we kill patriarchy.
Well, following that, I think like everyone else, my lineage, so my grandmothers, great grandmothers, all of that. As far as famous women, Ida B. Wells, Peggy Line for sure. And then since I'm a planner, Jane Jacobs. That's it.
Hi, I'm Lynette Cashar Davis. I'm in the Brownfields community. I just identifying women that we need my, okay.
Your inspiration.
Inspiration. Well, there's two that came to mind. One is Phoebe Moore Campbell. She's an author. She also was an advocate for mental health. And so I often think of her when in my advocacy. And Bell Hooks, the other author, and black feminist writer. And I decided I'm going to go back and start reading all of her books. I read many of them back in the day, when I was a real black nationalist, feminist. So I decided I just want to go back and read all of her stuff because I just love her so much.
I'm Anwar Watson, Commissioner for District 2. Can't think of another one. So I'm going to go with my grandmother. She's 89 years young this year, and has been just an inspiration for me and my entire family.
Sharif Benson, go with my mom for the person that was the biggest inspiration to me. Growing up, my mom felt like a saint. As she gets older, I'm starting to realize she's human, just like everybody else, but she's still very saintly in the way that she operates in the world. And then for historical women, because I just saw something recently, and because people have mentioned that I had recently changed my hair, it came to mind, but Madam C.J. Walker, someone that found success in all things women and all things beauty, and just doing the work that needed to be done to create opportunities for other people.
Okay. I'm not gonna say that. I'm quiet.
Nathan Harris, District One Commissioner. Of course, I would say my grandmother and mom, and influential would be Mary McLeod Bethune, simply because of her way of paving, education, and so forth. And we so happen to share the same lineage, so you know why not?
Hey, Brian. We're just talking about influential women in our life for Women's History Month. If you have one you would like to share.
That's a good question. Let's say that.
Fair enough. Moving on, so today we have a pretty light agenda. We have Ryan Castle here with us to talk about the mural.
Yeah, I've got a handout that will be helpful, I think.
What was the address for the mural again? Like the
392 Carpenter, I believe.
that's what it was. Yep.
If I might be off on the last digit.
You're okay. I think it was 390 or 392, but I think both of them came up.
The city really is still trying to figure out.
What's the address? Yeah.
Carpenter Street,
390.
Carpenter in Mount, yeah, just north of.
Yeah.
But we have another land bank property just south of that on Mount as well.
Server error. I use it
On the left
You
side.
drop it in.
What?
So, yeah, it's Carpenter and Mound. It is a space that is currently owned by the city land banks, but operated by Four Seasons City Farm. They are, there you go, you just turn it a little bit more right when you're looking at it, the back end of it right now.
Yeah. This is really small.
Oh, it's just loading.
Where's the mouse? Oh, now it's right over here. Okay,
There you go.
oh yeah, because I was on the other side of the street.
So that's from 2020, and if you were on the Mount side, you get a view of 2025, but.
Wrong way. Let's try that one more time. Okay, right way.
And there, in here are some pictures of the site too, so.
That's definitely a long time. That's a long time ago picture.
Yeah.
Because our apple trees are.
Here, I remember when I came over here, we got a more up to date. Just a little bit further.
So, we got a grant from 614 Beautiful. The Neighborhood Design Center is overseeing that grant on behalf of the city of Columbus. And we're working in partnership to install some murals at the site. Those murals you can see inside the packet up here. Let's see. About 5 different murals. The artist is Jeremy Jarvis. They were selected through an RFQ and RFP process. Folks from NEAC were involved with the mural selection, as well as Latina, South of Maine, all came together, Four Seasons. I didn't get it. So it selected the muralist, and there were 2 others that could have been chosen equally great art, but this is the one we went with. And so I think we wanted to share it with the community so that folks were aware. There's feedback. There's 3 different options in here that are laid out of how we might install them. Right now, I think we're leaning more towards option 3 based on the info you got the other night and some of the concerns of the folks at the garden around putting a fence So I think we're leaning towards that. The exact placement of the murals within the non-shaded area when you're looking it up, I don't know that we've come up with a final placement yet, but the concept of putting them on, wood or metal, posts and kind of putting them inside that space, that's what we're planning. So there's multiple volunteer days that, Four Seasons is planning. We're obviously, we'd love to have thoughts about where those volunteers might come from. And if there are any questions or and Mark's here before, he can tell you much more about the garden and the history and all that stuff.
And the community engagement for it.
Yeah.
So whenever you're ready for that.
So, the picture here are 5 murals. And I'm assuming this last mural is this landscape version that then has the name. No, oh, it's just the landscape version.
Yeah,
Versus,
this vertical,
yeah.
yeah, that's the mural, where the words here were just part of the submission. He was describing
Gotcha.
what he was doing. Unfortunately, in this, I can't read it because it's really small.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just giving an overview of key titles, community. So you'll notice that all of the murals have hands featured. A lot of it is just kind of supportive of showing support and work and effort of being a community. So
If you're worried about words, the only words we may do is welcome in several different languages. We've already approached the Wyandotte, some other native languages, additional languages, but also some other that would be out there. That's if we go with words. Right now, we're just thinking image.
there was some input about maybe some signage about,
Updating that sign right there is one thing.
so there could be some words there. If,
So you're installing a new chain link fence to replace that existing fence?
That's the discussion we're having, whether we have some that don't want any fence, and we want some that may update the fence. But right now, we're leaning towards no fence, because we want an open space. The northern part is we're wanting to have a children's activity area, where they learn gardening and engage in a community experience. So that's up near the pavilion, just left of that. The pavilion is that wood structure up there, and then the wood thing in the back, that's an old shed that's there, that's going out. It's gonna be destroyed and replaced with a new one. A lot of the back end of the trees, those are all like beat up trees, and those are, land bank has already offered to trim those back down a little bit, so we have that on the table. Now that they've got their new city budget, they'll be ready to go. They're waiting for the 2026 budget to move forward. So we have several work days coming up. I don't know if you want those now or if you have more questions.
If you could email it to us, email the work dates, and then we could definitely put it on our calendar, and people can just sign up, and if they need to sign, they just show up.
The only one most recent, the most urgent would be March 17th, pea and potatoes, planting peas and potatoes. That's a traditional March 17th. So if anybody wants to come on the 17th in the evening, we'll be putting potatoes and peas in the garden. And that won't be there. That'll be on the other garden.
What time is that?
In the evening, 5. We haven't set the time. We sort of want in the evening, probably 5-ish. But that'll be down in that garden on the south side that we've been doing for almost 20 years now.
What's the location of that one?
It's just straight to Mound at the right where Carpenter ends. Now, when CHN gets their project going, Carpenter's extending down from Mound. Carpenter is extending into their driveway. It's a new driveway. So it's like a four corner intersection that will be there. But it's a driveway, it's not a street that's going to be there.
So that current garden does not have a fence around it. Garden does not have a fence around it, but I guess there's discussions for it. but I guess there's discussions for this too.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
This too,
Say that again, I'm sorry.
this space is, there's no fence here.
Not at the front, but in the back there is, yes.
Um,
Up front, there's no fence, but in the back there is.
Yeah, it's pretty deep lot though, so.
I guess that's not just saying.
I don't know if you can get back all the way in there.
I can.
Can you drop a dingler?
No, I'm not for fun. I'm saying that I don't have any opposition for if you do place a fence around this corner lot, simply because you do have to keep varmints and whatnot out of it. And as long as you have a gate that can be open and closed, anybody should be able to have access to it. And I think if anything, it would make more sense for how these murals and whatnot will be placed along the fence, rather than just kind of being this kind of standalone pieces of artwork.
Yeah, so we have a couple of challenges when it comes to the fence. One, the grant that we got is $15,000, and so we've been pricing out the fence and the murals, and we're over budget if we were to go that way. There may be some options to do that, but I will say it will be very tight, and that would all be all. There's a lot of restrictions when it comes to the fence. You have to have a certain transparency because of zoning codes, things like that. So the other thing is hanging these murals off of a fence is a bit of a challenge because these murals are on board that weigh about 100 pounds. And you also have to think about wind shear because you are going to have wind. And so you have to have structures that are going to be able to hold this up and not fall down in a gusty, windy day, which every now and then you get those derechos. So you got to think about these things.
Wanted to ask, from the illustration on the back, right, page 12.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get an understanding, are these saying that these are 3 feet, 3 inches or whatever into the ground or above the ground?
Yeah,
And then, so how's that structure being comprised?
3 feet in the ground, and then that kind of texture around it would be concrete. So you want to put it 3 feet deep.
So essentially like posts, like you would do a fence.
Exactly
And then
right.
you would have these wooden boards that are painted murals on them.
Right.
So what is the difference between, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming, is the garden operable now, or is this just a new venture, or we're just getting signage and
That's
artwork, getting signage and
That's
artwork?
to answer your concern about varmint, it has been our flower garden. So it's not where we produce produce. The south side is where we do produce, and that's why we have the varmint side is where we do produce, and that's why we have the varmint guard fence up. And once we get, we're working with the land bank and CHN we lost part of that property south of, that's not what we're about tonight, but we lost part of that property. We're moving farther east. And we're gonna new fencing and a bunch of other stuff with that. So that's gonna be varmint garden.
Yes.
The garden we're talking about tonight has not been a produce area. It's mainly wildflowers and natural plants. That was what we've been doing there.
Saw the tomato plant here in the picture, that's what made me think that this is going to be a vegetable garden. A vegetable garden.
We'll throw some of that in there. We've not seen a bunch of other stuff. Our people love our food, varmint gardens are food, so there will be some of that in there.
I've
It's
eaten
not
it,
been a
it's
produce.
definitely worth it. I think when we talked at the general, with the
Wildflowers
planning
and
and,
natural plants.
planning and zoning, so I think them every time I